live. Well, hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome, Wayward Gamers, to the Emporium. I am Jay, your GM, also known as Neofet3 on most socials, Neofet on Instagram. I have to make that distinction because I didn't grab it right away. Anyways, because there's some confusion lately. And she's back.
Am I late?
Hello,
Sorry.
everyone. Welcome to the Emporium for the Wayward Gamer. I am.
Has to make a dramatic entrance.
She does. You know,
My thing.
we are back from our summer retreat, our summer break.
Yes,
so
if I remember our last session, it was a retreat.
If you could just refrain from saying we're back from summer, it's sort of a triggering phrase for me.
Triggers teachers.
My apologies there, Carrie.
It's okay.
We will get
just tell me to go earmuffs.
Yep. Okay. We will get back to. We're gonna actually cover some recaps to bring everyone up to speed. We're gonna bring, just have some fun, casual conversations, as well as diving into the beginnings of our next storyline. But before we get into that, we need to introduce all these wonderful characters and players and individuals that are at this wonderful virtual table. And we're going to start with the man, the legend, Jim Hawkmere1. How are you doing, sir?
God.
Yes.
I love, real quick,
Good.
Jim and Jeff were both looking forward, like, am I the man? Am I the man?
Well, as glad to be back. I've really been missing this group. This is definitely always one of the high points of my week when we all get together. But yeah, I'm Jim Hawkmere1 on Twitter.
It's X now, Jim. It's X.
Oh, whatever.
Work.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's it.
Excellent. Well, welcome.
And I'm playing Glastoc Steelcloak, the Dwarven. Yeah, no, everybody knows. He's a sorcerer.
Everybody knows. Everybody knows now.
Worst kept secret.
Yeah, right.
Welcome back, Jim. Next, again, the great, the wonderful Jeff. How are you doing, sir?
I don't get the man. Okay.
The man.
I didn't even get.
Hey,
I didn't even
man.
get great or
Fine.
wonderful.
I am good. I am Jeff. I am playing Aviro Starborn. He's our resident nervous, naive, bookworm, elven wizard. And I am so much better now that I'm here with all of you, including you watching. Yes, you. Even if this is in the VODs, I'm happy to be here with you because there's eyeballs on our show.
Yes. Welcome. Thank you so much. And last but never least, the wonderful, the talented, the voice of angelicness, Harry.
Hold on, I
got
gotta go get my
several
boots.
adjectives. I am so happy right now.
Well, we're back. So you got to.
So that's the hierarchy. How many adjectives Jay gives you? So it's
Absolutely.
Harry
Right, yeah.
first, and then
Did you
it's
get a
Jim.
multi-word adjective? Anyway, hi, I'm Carrie.
She's a girl.
Yeah. You have to flatter me. It's the law. I play Brynn, and she is dark and brooding and roguey, and I love her. And so it's super fun. And I don't remember where we were at, so I can't wait for the recap, and I can't wait to play with you guys because you're amazing.
Someone also loves Brynn. Someone also hates Brynn. And it's a dark, brooding individual as well, with scales and
Not always.
Not always. Only sometimes.
Wow, he's going there on the very first episode back.
Incredible.
And your
Here's
point.
my throat.
Yep. Yes, everyone. Hello and welcome. So we are playing a Pathfinder 2E actual play campaign. We are in season 4. This is we are on episode 8 of this season, and we just got done with our guest player series, in which we had some wonderful guest players, including Aviro, fun-size Aviro, who played Pepper, our wonderful fairy cleric of knowledge. Jim Roper was there playing our wonderful
Bill Roper.
Why am dang, my brain just.
What did you call him?
I know. He called him Jim. Yeah.
Bill Roper. Thank you.
Bill and I are like,
you're just. So Bill
we're
Roper,
interchangeable.
Bill Roper was
Practically
in
the same
playing
person.
our wonderful gnome ranger and dragon hunter. we had Joshua, our druid of extraordinaire,
Oh my god.
Talico, and then TT Robo Goblin was in our wonderful automaton fighter of
Construct.
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 But
Yes,
we
that's
were able to we had a full court of like 6 players to kind of finish off an arc because Pepper got kidnapped, and so you needed some help getting, and you went and broke into the uh Thistletop uh to rescue her, and there was a big baddie there from the Blue Elms, one of the lieutenants named Vorn the uh
Kick
flame.
Glastoc's ass. That's
Yeah,
his name. Vorn kick Glastoc's
Born kick
ass.
Glastoc.
he did kind of kick his ass for a
Sure
little
did.
bit. But
He only hit me twice, and I lost over half of my hit points.
I mean,
Man, if you got a knockout
least
punch,
that-
throw it in the first round.
Right?
but
At least you didn't go down.
you should have. But the fact that Glastoc intimidated and put fear into him with a nat 20 and overall impressed him so much that it was like, okay, take Pepper and run. And I'm gonna chase you down because this is gonna be a chase. Because I want some fun.
That completely changed what you were
Oh, take a
planning,
ferry
Jay.
and run.
When
Yeah.
Jim got
It
that completely changed what you were doing.
changed everything. I was looking for a big
Would
fight
not be
right
the
there.
first time that Jim caused Jay to change everything.
I mean, it was at least I had some time to think about it.
Classic.
But I mean, he's so arrogant as a demon lord that it was just one of those things of like he's normally never gets feared. So when someone impresses him that much, it's like, oh, let's make some fun with this. And that's why he was like, go
Ludicrous.
for it. And then yeah, you were able to find Pepper and Gwen, which not Gwen, Ren,
Ren.
which is the friend of Pepper's who was there. You were able to escape with some very, very cool entertainment getting over the bridge because he was about to cut the rope, but you all flew over, jumped over, and just got over there. And he's like, okay. I said if you can get past, he wasn't going to do anything.
Game recognized game.
But you know now that there's the Blue M's are kind of just outside of town, and they haven't done anything yet. But that might come back later on. Who knows? But you got back. The group of guests decided to go back to Maltmarsh to do some more research to help you with your shard location and information, and they're going to be communicating back and forth, and we're going to do a side a spin-off one shot with the guest players in the coming months, and we're going to
I love
stream
this.
it, and it's going to be a setup for what they're doing in Schmaltmarsh. They're going to find something that the natural ones are going to need to come back and take.
There are Laverne and Shirley.
They are your
Oh
Laverne and
my
Shirley.
god.
So
we're gonna make it.
We're gonna do a
want,
one or
like,
two
an
shot,
edited
and they're gonna find
intro.
something, and they're gonna be like, natural ones, you got to come and take care of this guy. We need your help. We're gonna this big bad. You got to take care of him.
And they're gonna cross their arms and stand back to back and go.
Maybe.
That sounds great. Oh my god.
I
So
love
that's
this.
in the works of some stuff. But you've been relaxing for the week, getting prepared, doing some shopping, doing everything else.
Remind me where Pepper and Ren went off to again.
Schmaltmarsh.
They went back to Schmaltmarsh.
They went back to Schmaltmarsh with Calico and Goblin to do. They're
I
going to
forgot that they were all four there.
And then why am I forgetting his wonderful name? Those characters.
Timon.
Timon went back to Schmaltmarsh as well. So they're kind of in that group of doing some stuff coming up. But we're gonna play with some of that stuff, and we're gonna tie some more stuff in later on. And the guest players will be joining you later on as well as the campaign kind of continues into its storylines. And then I dropped the wonderful post-credit scene that I have to say was entertaining beyond belief.
Delicious, I believe, is the term you're looking for, Jay.
Yes.
Like,
Um, and for those that can't remember, because I just love the reaction, the how
I
it
can
turned
just say
out,
for Carrie.
how it went out was that suddenly you actually see in Schmaltmarsh the lizard folk embassy, and
Oh
that
yeah.
the black dragon born paladin that dropped Rocky off when you were a child, um, or when he was a baby to you to guard. You met at the Thistletop, and he just walked past you like, "I'm not getting involved," and just left. So he had a conversation with the big baddie, and then when you arrived, he just left.
Yeah, but it wasn't like a haughty dismissal of us.
No,
It
no,
was a I just have no business with you,
yeah,
as I
he's like,
recall.
I'm not commanded to do anything to you, so I'm just gonna
Mhm.
leave. So
Yeah, yeah. It was sort of a good luck.
yeah, pretty much. That was kind of pretty much how we did. But then as you saw him walking past several of the lizard men, he goes into the swampy, and there is sitting in a chair in human form is Rocky in his human form. And the Dragonborn says, "Your message was relayed, but he said he would kill them unless they impressed him. They are not strong enough to defeat him, I believe." And Rocky responds, "That may be so, but I think they still have a chance, whatever the outcome, as the doppelganger infiltrated the group."
Oh
And
yeah.
when the
Oh my God.
answer is, it appears they will with a 99% success rate. And Rocky's was, and at that point, it could be anyone. As the storyline has said, that I am an evil GM because it could be anyone. And so that is a plot hook that we're gonna
Look at your
maybe play with
look at the
later
camera,
on.
Jim. Don't look away. Don't look away.
But
Show us your eyeballs.
one thing I wanted to ask, since this was gonna be a little bit more of a casual evening. Um,
Oh,
what
all right.
did
Well, let
you
me get comfortable.
yeah,
Loosen the pants.
how are you feeling?
Pants. Who's wearing pants? Camera only shows so much.
Who needs pants?
Who needs
Feeling great, but
I mean, how are you feeling about the campaign? How is the storyline so far? How was your experiences with our guest players? What jumped
I
out for
want to.
you
I
this
want
year?
out. I want to quit.
Well, I rate 1,000 out of 10 would again.
yes, yes. Would enjoy it. It's
What
great.
what was the highlights?
so fun.
What was your highlights for so far?
Overall in the campaign,
That and just season 4 with the
There's been
Oh,
so many.
overall
I,
with the campaign, the three of you. Just
Oh,
just across the board, the three of you. That's the highlight of the campaign so far.
well, yeah. So
Specifically for okay.
what I was
Go ahead.
going to say is how Jay dealt with Jeff's absence while he was in school,
Mhm.
mm.
with the letters and
Oh my God, yeah.
and all of that, and bringing in. I don't. There's very few APs that I watch on a regular basis, um, and obviously I'm a little biased. I think we have probably one of the best core groups out there.
Mhm.
Um, but bringing in the right guests
Mm-hmm.
makes everything that much better. It's I know we have all privately talked in our Discord, or when we the calls beforehand and stuff, about how we all have our moment where we pop out, and it's one episode it might be Carrie, one episode
Mm-hmm.
it might be Jeff, one
Mm-hmm.
episode it might be me, but inside of each episode everybody gets a little bit of time to really push their character forward. And so to be without Jeff for an extended period of time, to still make his character an integral part of the story,
Yeah.
was just amazing, Jay. It really was.
Thank you. Jeff and
I think it's a
Jeff and I came up with that, and I think that was one of those like when we found out we had a little bit of time before, and it was just one of those, how are we gonna, because I just didn't want everyone to forget about Jeff, and Aviro during the game. And we were like, and
Me
it just
too.
sparked, and it was like, oh, and it was like it wasn't just that. It was like it's been ongoing. So it's like I like how I've been able to just continue with that. So
The inclusion of those stationary of sending is still being percolated throughout our story, not even now.
oh
So
yeah.
that was like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
it was a great workaround to still keep the characters in the story all still interacting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, agreed 100%.
Cool. How about you, Jeff?
Um,
Or go Carrie. We'll go with Carrie.
the guest stars have been so. I mean, I know Jim mentioned it, but they all felt like a perfect fit. That makes sense. Like, and that's tough to do when we have like Jim said, a really good core group. It's kind of tough to add somebody new in and have them feel like they belong just as much as any one of us. And so the curation of those people on your part, okay, has been incredible. And all have brought something interesting and new. And that's the other thing. They None of them have been like throwaway characters either. It's not like oh, I'm here for a week because Jeff can't be here or
Yeah.
whatever. They've
It's
all
not a
had
one and done.
some,
Mhm.
yes, they've all had some pretty important shit to add to the story. And that's cool. Like no anybody with a name is a significant character if RPG rules go. So no, they've been great and again, thank you. Great job picking them.
Thank you. And I think and they've been able to come back. And that's the thing that I wanted to make sure that our guest players it's not a one and done. It's a continual
Right.
throughout the entire storyline as things kind of go down and stuff
For
like that.
sure.
It enlivens the world
Mm-hmm.
that the
Yes.
characters that we meet continue on.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Well, and especially in the case of, you know, Josh and Averill and
Robo.
Robo Goblin's characters, because they were all introduced when we were before we had switched to Pathfinder.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Right. Yeah.
Bill's character, Timon, was the only, you know, pure Pathfinder character. There was no basis of him existing in the previous time stuff, and it was almost seamless to throw his character in. Which, to be honest, Bill is the only other person in the group other than Jay who I know outside of gaming. And when Jay told me Bill was joining the group, I was like, oh my God, yes. Because Bill and I get along really well. In fact, Bill and I, in one of Jay's old Star Wars campaigns, our characters are linked. And we came up with this whole, the two of us, when we were kind of pairing the characters off. Jay was kind of like, okay, I'm going to put Bill and Jim together. And Bill and I were both like,
That's awesome.
Ah,
you
no
know,
regrets. No regrets.
yeah.
um with the guest players, and like I said, we've had 4 seasons of, and we kind of concluded with that major story arc at the end of season 3, the Rocky story arc, I should say. The
Yeah.
primary Rocky story arc. Not the done, but the primary of you how are those revealed? I mean, some of those reveals
Jaw dropping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, where do you start?
Even when I was in school and wasn't able to play because I had class, I would watch the replays and even knowing what I knew from conversations with Jay that I needed to know to write these letters,
Mhm.
watching it happen, jaw dropping, jaw dropping, because I didn't know everything.
I have to say, for me personally, there is one moment that as a GM is probably one of my favorite in this game. And it's something that just evolved, and it just one of those things that was just and the reaction from everyone was it just perfect. And it's hilarious because I remember when we started this campaign, I said, one day my goal is to make you all say fuck you, Jay. And
Well, that's happened more than once.
one more, yeah,
Yeah.
Right?
but just to have that draw,
If only on the inside.
yeah. But to have at the end of season 3, when the reveal that it wasn't the alchemist, but it was Rocky himself talking to himself, and you guys
Yeah.
finally realized why all this was because you had been hitting me up for like a season going, how does he know all this stuff? How is this all happening? And Jim, you even like were kind of like push Jay, how is this happening? I don't understand. And I'm like,
I
trust me.
yeah.
Yeah,
That
so
is
Jay,
incredible.
you're
that's my
oh, go ahead.
proudest. I keep replaying that once in a while just to watch because it was just like it was so perfect.
Jay,
For sure,
your
dude.
ability to plan story beats and major reveals like that on such a long scale is an incredible skill that you have. Like it is something you do very, very well.
Thank you.
Yeah. I
Big
I
time. I
I
agree.
I honestly, well, I mean, that's obviously one of your big strong points, Jay, but but I think actually the biggest strong point in this whole storyline, and it evolved because of Carrie,
Mhm.
was Carrie's connection to Rocky, the whole Mama Brynn kind of thing, which, at first Jeff and I were kind of like, "Hey, Mama Brynn, blah, blah, blah."
Mhm.
But it actually evolved so
Mhm.
naturally just because
Mhm.
of the way Carrie plays Brynn,
Mhm.
the way you were having Rocky react. And I mean, I don't want to speak for Jeff, but we all kind of, okay, Brynn's the mom. You know, Jeff was kind of like the not the little brother, but the annoying brother who wants to get as much information out of him as possible, which is
Right.
which you would expect from Aviro's character because
Mhm.
that's his thing, the
Yeah.
researching, boom, 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 boom. And so where did that leave Glastoc? Well, Glastoc's the grumpy old dad.
Mhm.
It's like
Mhm.
there's something is going to go wrong with this. We've got to be ready for something going wrong, which has led to, and again, I cannot thank Carrie enough for this. Carrie and I have had some amazing one-on-one conversations and stuff.
Yeah.
Like when she with that one episode where she was just biting into Glassdock about him suggesting that there was a chance that she would falter in that moment and stuff. And
Mm.
and honestly, I was like, oh shit, I pushed the wrong button with Carrie.
No. Never. Acting?
And I just shut up and let her go. And it was I was in awe
Mm.
of her passion for that and stuff. Um, and it just I didn't know how to react at first. I was just like, oh crap, you know. But that part of the story has just really it makes everything. I mean, I hate to put it all on Carrie, but it really makes all of the interactions work.
Mhm.
It's
Oh
it's
yeah.
so
My
it's
God.
so central to this this true love-hate relationship with this character.
Mhm.
Um, you know,
It
um,
makes it rounder, if nothing else,
yeah,
truthfully.
It's the
yeah,
emotional connection.
yeah,
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's where the heart lies.
But the one thing too is that I always feel that a GM isn't as good, or the GM is only as good as his players and how well they interact with each other, as well as interact with the GMs, NPCs, and in general. And all of you are just phenomenal role players. And when you let you able, I'm in awe about how well all of you can just run with the story, create the story, and just have those moments of conversations. And part of me is like, am I giving you enough time to have those conversations? I'm always looking back. I'm like, did I give him enough time or am I like rolling the game down the road for a little bit? So it's one of those things where it's like that balance and trying it. So
I have never felt rushed. That gives you any comfort.
Agreed.
mhm.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
No,
And
it's
Nor have I ever felt like we're on a rail. Like,
Mm.
you really do give us freedom to go wherever we want to go and do what we want to do, which is very, very refreshing.
hmm
I'm
it's
sure it's problematic for Jay sometimes because we're
Oh
not on
yeah,
the rail.
right.
But
well, and it's
He
one of
doesn't know what to
those
prep.
kind of.
No, we're gonna go rescue Pepper now.
Yeah.
I actually that
Screw
one
everything
got me.
else.
That one got me because I was like, I was all ready to go for the shards, and they're like, "No, we got to save Pepper," and I went, "Yeah,
You really
you
thought
would,
we would
I-
you
care more
would,
about some fucking chunks than our good friend Pepper?
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah." I was like,
yeah. No,
"Yep,
it's
I got to put all this together."
I the closest thing in another campaign where something like that is I was playing in a Curse of Strahd campaign, and we were like in the early stages of it, and something happened, and all of a sudden there was like some carriage that showed up which can take you to the castle, right? And we just decided, fuck it, we know we're gonna have to go there sooner or later, let's go. And we were so underleveled for what we needed to be to go there. And the GM was just like, because I talked to him afterwards and stuff, and he's like, you guys, it's just, do you know how stupid you are? And I go, oh yeah, we know how stupid we are. But it was just what those characters would do, you know.
Yep.
And it was one of those things where we ended up, when we finally did confront him, we were probably 2 levels lower than we should have been, and we still managed to beat him only because our fighter, who I was playing the fighter, I had the Sun Sword, and I must have critted him like 3 times in a row with it, and just did a just doing it was kind of like Brynn type of damage when she goes off on her backstabs and stuff. And yeah, it was, a bunch of things kind of fell into place. We got the rolls when we needed them to, and yeah, we ended up winning the fight. But yeah,
Which is now the epic part about why we play role-playing games, is the telling of the
Right.
story afterward.
yeah,
Yes.
This ridiculous thing happened. It's almost
Yeah.
better than sometimes the story becomes better than the moment actually
Failure.
was.
right.
Failure is so often more interesting than success in
Mhm.
Oh
this
yeah.
setting.
I have to say, I recently had the opportunity to uh speak at a seminar with the teachers in the dungeon. They did a summer camp this year,
Oh,
and I did
that.
several seminars. They asked me to do some seminars on social encounters, tactical combat encounters, and then some other stuff. And I actually wrote one shot for the GMs to run them. We kind of talked about it, and then they would run. I took elements from our game, this game, the I did the party, fancy party,
Oh
and
shit.
so as a social encounter, and took them kind of modified it a little bit and talked about it and wrote up a one shot and then talked about the what to do in the social encounters and getting the players going. But I used this game as like the main, like, okay, that party scene when you were in Magnamar and had to go fancy partying and then got to see Calico back and the reveal of the vampires and everything else. It was like perfect opportunity. So
For sure.
oh, that's another one that I want to bring up. The boat.
Oh god, the boat.
the boat,
Oh, the
The
boat.
boat ride
The
over.
love
the
boat.
love boat, yeah.
Yeah,
Soon we'll be
the whole
making
idea
another
that
run.
boat was basically transport for otherworldly beings, monsters,
Monster boat.
and for the longest time, us having no clue that that's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that. Oh, God. So it was like, we were like, oh, this will just be a fucking normal little like lunch cruise. And no, not the case.
Yeah.
No, no, I had to throw something interesting at you. So,
Yeah.
and
What was that?
and you were like, although Jim, your character, you nailed who was the baddie. who was a real baddie, like right off the bat, which was
Oh, the
like,
kid.
yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, the kid.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that
Yeah.
that's an evil kid situation.
It was
Sure.
just one of those things where it just didn't make sense to me,
You're right.
you know. And and and
Money.
and this is one of the things like I try not to do as a player is like when Jim figures it out, but the character hasn't yet. It's like,
Gotta separate for at least a little bit
yeah,
to make it
yeah.
seem like you're
Oh.
trying.
yeah. So yeah, you know, it's
Oh.
like it's like you know my because I used to I haven't for a while. I used to GM a lot, so you know I knew a lot of the monsters, their stat blocks, things like that and stuff. So it's like, oh, we have this encounter, and I have to sit there and go, okay, I need a silver weapon or a +1 weapon. I need, you know, they take half damage from slashing. You know, it's
Right.
you know you don't want to ruin the encounter for the newer players and stuff, right? So you just want to dive in with what your character would normally do, is if they've never fought that kind of thing before.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Oh yeah.
it's like, why is Jim's character switching to a club? Oh, you know,
Cause reasons.
He felt like it.
Dwarven lore. Dwarven lore.
yeah,
It says
it's the traditional way to fight this enemy.
club
Dwarven lore.
is this club is sentimental from a time when I was a boy, and that
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
backstory.
That brings up something a little bit later on that I'm gonna share with some of you on some magic item stuff. So,
Oh,
but we'll get to that in a minute or two. But the other thing I really wanted to share is and say is that I very much appreciate all of you and allowing me to throw that emotional um, turmoil and that emotional bag in your lap, and that you play with it and being able to run. Carrie, you and I have had many talks ahead, but I think some of our like really emotional, conversations, player like NPC player conversation with Brynn and Talk and Brynn, and were like and some of the best like role playing I've ever been a part of. It's just one of those things
Oh.
that it's just like we played off each other so well, and it was just like I just give you these.
Captain Hot Pants.
Yeah,
Thank you. Yeah, Captain Hot
hot
Pants.
pants. But I mean, I throw the emotional stuff. Oh,
Thank you.
you find out it's your sister that you're fighting, and your lover, and your uncle, and you're like, you know,
I think that's first of all, emotional turmoil is my middle name. And secondly, like I just that those things are what really make it not just go here, kill this, come back. Like, it's people, and it's people interacting with others and their motivations, and even within friend groups, their motivations not necessarily always matching up. And I just think that's my favorite part of any game.
cool. Um, as we're kind of going getting this, is there anything else about the campaign so far that really stands out that you liked, that just kind of was like FUJ? Um, or is there something, and then secondary is where do you want, is there something in the future do you want the audience to like would like to spoil for them, like where you want the characters to go or do or something like that? They
I mean,
ponder.
I guess I don't have any desire for like this. I don't have any roadmap, but I mean the a confrontation, like the final. I don't know if it's gonna be the final one or whatever with Bryn and Rocky. Like that's gonna be tough. Like that's gonna be the apex.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that's something that I is on my extended forecast.
And when I will spoil this, that is part of the overall storyline and is pretty much going to be the campaign apex ending.
The ending.
And when it gets to like, okay, when we are at the ending, like when we're a few episodes from the ending, there will be that final confrontation.
In the
And
more immediate future, how things shake out with Talk. Can we bust him out of prison? Who knows?
Well, no, it's not Talk. Talk is the son. Your
Oh, sorry. Yeah, yeah.
it's
Who's
Tib.
my
uh,
boy? Tib.
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 Captain
Sorry,
Hot
sorry.
Pants.
Why did I do 2 one-syllable T names?
Yeah,
Anyway,
there's gonna be a
Tib.
breakout of the lover and of Tib. So yeah, there's
Prison
gonna be some
Break
more.
episode.
There's gonna be a breakout episode eventually. Um, but yeah. How about you, Jeff? Is there something that of like? Is there another? I mean, I've got an idea on something, a question for you, but is there something jumping for you?
With regards to where do I see Aviro
Like
going?
Aviro going, or like, is
Got
there?
Yeah, I got two things that I can kind of see happening
Okay.
likely. One being Aviro constantly working on his cowardice.
Mm-hmm.
Like that being his greatest opportunity for growth, I think, in his whole story arc. And it's and the exploring slash enjoyment of playing the juxtaposition between being a complete coward and finding moments of courage in that cowardice, and what does that look like. So I can see that continuing on, because ultimately by the time we end this, I want him to have at least conquered fear in a moment.
Mm-hmm.
I want him to have that kind of change. He won't be a total coward forever, but he will always, I think, be cowardly.
Cowardly. Mm-hmm.
And then the second thing that I can see progressing is his not flirtation with Pepper,
Pepper.
because he's because he
That has been my favorite thing ever. So cute.
because he's totally not interested in girls, but he's totally interested in Pepper, but he's not interested in girls, but he's interested in Pepper. Like,
See,
He's
that's
feeling
the
feelings
hilarious
that are new to
thing.
him.
I was going to ask, does Aviro even have because he is not shown a bit
no,
of that.
he is
Zero
not.
Riz.
Yeah.
He's just not.
He's
For
interested
lack,
in Pepper from an intellectual standpoint.
he is, and while I think
Likes her for
people,
her brain.
yeah,
Well, yeah.
and I don't think he's physically into her, because not that I think he's just asexual for the most part, but he's also a teenager, and so like hormones probably got to kick in somewhere
At some point,
like,
yeah.
so
Feeling
we'll see.
something.
So we'll see. I don't know,
See?
but he's definitely interested in her, and like I think he's got that crush, that first crush. I like you more than a friend
And arguably she's
thing.
interested in him. Like there
I
have
think
been
it's pretty
signs.
obvious she's
Like
interested
it's
in
so
him.
I think it's pretty
Yeah.
obvious. That's why I've been not reciprocating, because it's been pretty obvious, and I'm enjoying that.
she brings you breakfast in bed and you're like, oh, thanks. Anyway, research.
Yeah. I've been enjoying the hit playing his obliviousness.
Yeah, I want that moment of like it's like not, it doesn't have to be like the last epic fight, but like some epic fight, and everybody's getting knocked down or this and that and stuff. Viro's down to his like last couple of spells or whatever and stuff.
Oh, we lost
He
Jim. Oh,
he like
No, we didn't. We just lost him for a second. What did you say?
yeah, so it's like this, last big epic fight, maybe not the final confrontation with Rocky, but like, against some sort of a mini boss or something like that. And Aviro's down to his like last couple of spells, which there's no way, as brilliant as Jeff is with his way of using these spells combatively and still trying to be a pacifist, uh, it has been great. But like Aviro like remembers the sword that Glastoc gave him back on the early days, and he actually uses it to like down some boss, right? And everybody just stops and stares at him, and he realizes, like, he gets this like rush of adrenaline stuff, and he just grabs Pepper and kisses her.
That's my favorite moment in any media. Like when it's like the everything's building, and then boom.
Yeah.
I love that. I love
And
that.
then what would be perfect is like, and I can totally see Jeff doing this, going, well, that wasn't what I expected, or something like that.
Oh, well, I'll have to Add that to my research.
Yeah.
Very educational.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. That's actually a good I'm gonna part of me kind of wants to continue on this topic, but that's a good segue to a recap of the shopping. Um
Oh.
shopping.
yeah, so there's some things that so we're gonna move to a different and we're gonna come back to the casual conversations about the campaign. But so notably in this week of player or the characters are kind of prepping while they left. Aviro's doing research. Um, Brynn is doing some research herself. Looking at
How to break
information
tip
and
out.
prepping and just being in the town. Um, Brynn, I'm
Yeah.
gonna put something in the chat, but
We're getting secrets immediately. My favorite thing.
well, I wouldn't say it's a secret
Oh,
because um Glastoc will figure this out
okay.
because he's going to be like, wait a minute, that looks different. And um
Not
be-
pregnant again, am I?
no, you're not pregnant, but your rapier turns into it.
Holy cripes!
Hello. That's a lot of words.
So your rapier was a striking rapier, but it's a
Huh?
+1 now fearsome rapier. So normally it does 2d6 points of damage because of the striking, plus your
Uh-huh.
strength +1 because of its magic. But the fearsome is
Uh-huh.
that if you crit someone, they get frightened 1.
Ooh, cool. I frightened is so heavy.
And you get
But
to cast dispel magic on it.
additionally, you figure it out, you can use 2 actions in combination with a strike action, and you can cast dispel magic on the creature that you hit using your level plus your int bonus as your as a caster level to roll. So you'd roll if you're at 8th level and your intelligence modifier is what, 1?
Uh-huh.
So it would be
Oh, sorry, 0.
0. So it would be
Dumb.
you would go since
Yeah.
you're 8th level, you would be a 1d20 plus 8, and that to get over the DC to dispel something on that person.
That is so cool.
And you notice that the other thing that you notice, wait a minute, I forgot the descriptions. Oh yeah, allow me to. That's the mechanical stuff. But here's the descriptions. Brynn, your sword magical aura changes slightly, whispering in an ancient and raspy voice. You can hear. It can be heard sharing the sword's name. Latazan o Proth. Might is the name of the sword. The hilt seems to have morphed slightly as with stone colored stone colored features on the hilt, and an eye stock now appears at the bottom of the hilt where that gem was placed.
Ew. That's okay. It's a really great sword, and we can look past appearances.
And I'm going to
Wow.
say aberration or an aberration creature, or the it was crafted by an aberration, or not aberration. How's it pronounced? It's here. Yeah, aberration
Yeah.
creature. Yeah, it was
Ooh.
a, that creature, that type of creature crafted it.
Now, how did I get this?
Glastoc bought it for you. No, Glastoc bought it for you.
No, I think she means the increase. Where
Oh,
How
did
did
where
it
did the
what
increase come from?
because
yeah.
you finally attuned and you leveled.
Okay.
And as you
This is like
level,
everybody's growing up experience.
and your sword is leveling. as
With me?
well
Fuck yeah, dude.
because of the stone that Glastoc found and you placed in your sword.
Great. Great.
Jeff,
That's awesome. Yes.
your sword, your short sword,
Yeah.
is a
The
short
one that's
sword.
hanging on the wall. The one
Yep,
that's
it's a short
hanging on the
sword.
wall back at. Yep. Yep. That one. Yeah.
It was crafted by elves. Yep,
He knows that.
yep.
Real quick, I'm so sorry.
No problem.
Timeout. I noticed there's a bullet that says additional with 2 actions. Does that mean I get 2 more actions or what?
No, it takes
Oh,
2 actions
It
to
takes
cast
2
the
actions.
spell.
Yeah.
Takes 2
So
actions to cast
so
the spell.
basically you would use all 3 actions in one turn.
Okay.
It would be your attack plus then trying to do the dispel magic.
And that dispels me. Okay, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thanks. Checking.
So
Just so you know, Jim, his short sword is hanging on a very nice board. It's not like it's just like in the corner. He mounted it nicely. It's a very
Oh yeah.
lovely.
No,
It's a very
I'm
lovely piece.
yes, I'm sure.
It's displayed, but like
I'm not gonna use it.
he's not gonna bring
That would
it with
ruin its
him.
value. It's like unpacking an action figure. Who would fucking do that?
I
He
don't want to
actually
get it
plays them.
dirty.
so yeah,
Says
so
the guy who can
that's
press the entertainment clean.
yeah. Mm. So yeah, that's kind of over the course of the week that you're doing that. You kind of notice those things as well. Um, Shopping type stuff, you're going to be able to do this week. Aviro's doing the big question that comes to play is now that you are 8th level, you had originally, what shard location are you wanting to go? You had 2 locations. One you were specifically researching, which was the Gizzards, excuse me,
Jay, can you
roadside.
put the map on roll 20?
You know what? Yes, I can. Let me put the map on World 20 here.
Sorry to interrupt. I
Oh
just
no,
thought
no,
that
no,
might be
no.
conducive to what you're
I
saying.
will just point out, even though I don't know the other option, Gizzard Roadside Inn really sounds like Bryn's jam. I'm just gonna throw that out there. It's gonna have to be a hell of an option too to get me to go anywhere else. Just as a heads up.
So that's the roadside inn on the map in the center with the triumph. That's the roadside inn that we're talking about here.
Roadside Inn. Where is it?
It's in the center, pretty much
In this,
just
that's-
northeast of Sandpoint. Not too far.
Hmm.
Big white
I think
triangle.
I think I have a different. I think I have a different map than you.
Oh, you know what? You do, because I did not move it over. There we go.
Oh, there we go.
Ah,
Yeah.
in
Actually,
the middle.
we're going to do that one too.
Actually, that helps.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is where the roadside is.
Oh, down there. Gotcha.
So, but that's the road. So originally that's the location you were looking at going to. Is that the roadside inn? It was one of those places you're like, okay, let's go to the roadside inn. Let's look at that. But because of the level that you're at now, too, you have an option of going to either the roadside inn or the Temple of Denaria in Ravenmoor, which Ravenmoor is up here.
What is Denaria a goddess of?
She is that goddess that you found out that wrote the notebook. That basically she is a new sub deity of um Serene or Saren Ray. But Denaria is the dwarven aspect of Narni and is the reincarnate. Narni is the reincarnation in human form of Dinar, and that when she died outside of Sandpoint at the orphanage, that's that bloom,
Oh,
and you're grabbing all the shards to bring back Denari, the goddess Denari, Denaria,
see.
Denari, yeah, Denari, and Denari had a whole bunch of had a few temples scattered all over, and had some priests when she was a deity. Now, but when she died, all her temples just went away. But it was, a while ago. So,
So I imagine us discussing this over drinks.
oh yeah,
And all Brynn would kind of say, she would shrug and she'd be like, so it's down to church or a bar? Am I gathering this? And Brynn would kind of like not even say anything else because you two already know what her vote will
Yeah.
be.
Well, it looks like we're going to the bar.
Which
It's
one's
a democracy. If
closer?
you guys outvote me, that's on you.
Which one's closer, Jay? Where's
the
Sam?
Roadhouse is closer.
Roadhouse is closer.
The-
All right.
so
Well,
the Roadhouse is-
Aviro votes for the close one. Happens to be the bar.
So I mean, and with the roadside, the information, like I said, there's some interesting, special, unique things about that particular location as well, and being able to look through it. Um, the question that one of the other questions is, how do you plan on getting there? Are you just going to take some horses and go? Are you going to do a job of like escort someone that's on that way up there, like take a job at the Adventures Guild to get paid on the way up there? What is your goal or
Go all
thoughts on
that way, we might as well get some money for it.
Yeah, I mean, if
Think?
we can,
Economy of action. I'm all in favor of economy of action.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Yeah, I mean, if
that
the
that
Adventure
only
Guild
makes
happens to have any, hey, if you happen to be going this way type of missions, I think we should
Yeah.
scoop it up.
Okay. I think within several of the days, there's going to be a merchant that is going to be looking to go up north and looking for an escort uh, to go up there. It's probably going to leave in a few days, so you're going to have a day or two more in town before having to get up there. I think it's one of those situations where you're going to contract through the uh, Adventurers Guild. You meet up with him. He's going to have one additional um, uh, guard, so to speak, that that you're going to have. So you're going to work together. But this other guard is going to continue on while you guys are only going to the Roadhouse.
Okay.
So, and this other guy is going to go up. I will save that surprise for next time when we actually start.
Like who the merchant is? Is it a freaking moonshiner? Are we actually smuggling? Are we doing something illegal? I hope so.
Who knows? Who knows?
Dude, if we're transporting a moonshiner, it's gonna be freaking lucky if we get there.
Wow.
Just saying.
But yeah, we are so that's kind of the what we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing we'll see how long it takes you to get to the Roadhouse. We're going to, there's some entry, and Viro's going to have all this information, and then you're going to be you're in constant communication with Pepper while she is at the temple of a library, talking to the librarian and feeding you with information. So there's going to be this constant back and forth. But yeah, that's kind
Dear
of
Pepper, we went 4 miles today. It was miserable.
Dude, does Aviro keep a diary?
I don't know. He certainly keeps a journal
I was
of
gonna say,
like
there's a
of like
journal.
theoretical ideas, but I don't know if it's a dear diary. Today I went. I think
I
it's
went 4 miles and it was miserable.
Yes.
I want Aviro to keep a diary so bad so Brynn can read it.
So Brynn can read it.
And sneak it and read it.
Has Brynn ever snuck into Aviro's room and dug through his stuff?
100%. And as yet she has found 100%.
wow, that's some secret. That's the
I imagine
question.
it was probably early on, like
Yeah.
before she really trusted people. She was trying to get a handle on whether or not, like, because he seemed like such a bumbling doofus that she's like, he has to be hiding something. He has to be a threat. I imagine.
He's such a
That brings up
bumbling
an-
doofus.
So
He
what
has
what
to be
changed your
hiding
mind?
something.
I'm very curious to know what changed her mind.
Yeah.
Let me get back to you on that. I will be thinking. I wanna something has happened that has really brought
Just
Brynn around.
Near
But
death experiences tend to do that.
several, like, yeah, I think it's, I don't know. Let me get back to you on that. I'm gonna think. I'm gonna think about it.
That brings up an
But yeah,
interesting
100%.
question. What
Probably
has
it
your one of your
Probably started with the whole invisible wall thing. You know,
Yeah, like,
and
is he trying to
or
fucking
the
get us killed?
yeah,
Like,
the
Hiding behind a wall thing.
hiding behind
Yeah.
a wall. Yeah.
and his
Yeah.
first kill,
yes.
Only.
Mhm.
his first and
Only.
only kill, crocodile,
Right.
um, crocodile god, so to speak. There might be a
Right.
lizard folk that's still upset that you killed their god. Um,
You know.
um, I was gonna say that brings up an interesting question. What what is something we have not role played or something that we have not touched on that your character would have done, not necessarily to the other characters, but that the other characters would not have known about? Like Bryn going and sneaking in and just looking at stuff. I can't see Aviro doing that, but is there something that just like Glastoc? Is there something that Glastoc would have done, um, unknowns to the rest of the party in a positive way?
Wow. I I don't think so. I mean, Glastock already kind of has, like, with buying the swords for them
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm,
you know, making
mhm.
sure Bryn's got the runes to protect her, and you know, because he truly doesn't want anything to happen to either of them,
Yeah.
and he would rather die than have either one of them.
Don't say that too loud.
Well, I mean,
Don't say that to Jay.
well, I mean, he kind of, I don't want to say tried to do that, but he was that's basically what was
Ready
happening
to.
in that
Yeah.
that last encounter with the
Yeah.
Mhm.
demon lord. Um, no, the only character that Glasslock has hidden anything from was Timon,
Yeah.
and that was strictly our whole
That is
relationship with
not
Rocky.
true, sir. I beg to differ. He is not the only person you've kept things from.
But Glastoc
I mean,
Glastoc has done that kind of thing, but it's been on screen. Like, we've explored it.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Glasslock's pretty much what you see is what you get. I mean,
Is
there's
there any
no
parts of Glastoc's past that we don't know yet? Like when he was growing up and anything
no,
that was
because
was
you guys.
Glastoc bullied?
No, just other than his whole, you know, his parents trying to keep his casting secret, you know.
Right.
I mean,
He would have been bullied if if people had
right.
known.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, Glassstock's pretty much an open book. You know, there's no, for lack of a better term, there's no bullshit with Glassstock. You know,
Mhm.
if he doesn't
It
like
is
something, he'll tell you, and if he does like something, he'll tell you. You know,
that is what Aviro likes so much about Glastock. Is because Aviro is also, in case you were wondering,
he has no filter. He has
he has no
clue.
filter. He can't hide anything from anybody, despite himself.
Yeah,
But
right. He
The amount of
Keep a
times
secret if he
Aviro
tried.
has like said something and
Right.
like shared something that shouldn't have been shared
yeah,
is like entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, so I mean, to answer the, you know, after all that bullshit, the short answer is Jay, no. You know, yeah,
Oh, great.
you know, eh, he'd rather not know. Let's put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
You know, because he's had his one-on-ones with Brynn. He's had one-on-ones with Aviro, and he knows enough about both of them that he doesn't need to delve into anything else about them.
Mhm.
So
I'm always entertained when Jim, you're playing Glasstalk, and all of a sudden I take the flask and hand it to Bryn.
yeah,
It's just
At the perfect
like
time.
it's
Every
just
time.
at the perfect time. It's just like, yep, I know what you're doing. Boom.
And it usually involves Aviro rambling on about something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. While. Absolutely.
Oh my God.
Absolutely.
Best magic item I've ever equipped for a character.
Yeah. Oh, that has come in clutch so many times.
Uh-huh. Is there an encounter or a role play that we missed opportunity on that you can think of that we missed?
Not that I can think of.
Who
Not
was
that I can
that
think of.
bitch? Who was that bitch at the party? Sorry. At the party, she was a
The
uh,
vampire?
Pathfinder. No. Pathfinder Society person
Oh,
that
the
came and
head
fucked
Pathfinder
up the
Society
party.
person. Yes.
Oh yeah, I missed that episode. I was
That we
gone.
didn't really miss opportunity, but I would like to expand on that somehow in the future if it would happen to come up.
Yeah, that was an interesting. I mean, she was a little ruly because it was like friendly, but then you were some of the stuff that you want that Brynn
in
wanted
public.
specifically around talk
Yeah.
was
Right.
breach of protocol,
Oh, 100%.
and
But
it
it's
put
like,
her in a really uncomfortable position, and that's why
right.
she was just being bitchy.
Mhm.
Um, but
When I say that bitch, I mean it as an endearment.
oh yeah,
Just understand that
Um,
it's a
term of
sisterhood
endearment.
thing.
tournament.
Yes.
I will say this though, that conversation I was actually very entertained. And it was one of those things where there's certain conversations with certain things that you do as a group and individuals that sparks more ideas of like side quests or storylines and things of that
Mhm.
nature. So things that
Mhm.
happen, I may not have completely planned out, but then based off of what you do, it completely makes me go, okay, I want to think about this and we're going to do that. That interaction is one of those that will have a
Wonderful.
storyline come back.
Wonderful.
Cool.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, it seems like just when I start to think, like, I wonder if Jay forgot about X. He didn't.
He didn't.
It ain't gonna be
Oh, but
good.
we are meant to think they did.
Right.
Yeah.
These blast points are far too precise.
For months a false sense of security. And then, boom.
I know yeah, that's gonna be an interesting one eventually down the line. And like I said, my goal too is like you're gonna go on a shard mission. Once you're done with the shard mission, we're gonna have some side missions, and then we're gonna go on another shard mission. And we're gonna have some more side missions. Then it's
Great.
and it's not gonna be constant charge, but there's gonna be things that's gonna build up. And my goal is that the more shards and the more the campaign goes and the higher levels you get, it's gonna start ramping up. And
This
Shards are
feels
the
very
end game.
Legend of Zelda. And I love it.
Shards are the end game.
shards are the end game. So being able to collect all the shards and bring them back to the um where her essence is and bringing her back, that's the end game. And then that's where it's going to be like the goal, but everything it's going to build up to that. And then like I said, you got the blue M's that are trying to get that dark deity. So who can do it? You or the blue M's?
The race.
It is. It is a big race.
Awesome.
And all I'm gonna say
like
is you took a detour to save Pepper.
It was worth it.
It was
You
damn
are
worth it.
kidding. All over our decision to save our good friend Pepper.
I am 100% behind it, but that took some time. So
But decisions have consequences.
yes,
True.
they
It's a
do.
living world. It's a living world.
There is so much from that last episode that could go so many different directions that I just kind of like so many, and the way everyone like was role playing it and playing it, I was just like, "Hmm, oh, interesting. Okay, I'm gonna note Note.
Hate it when you raise your eyebrows. You raise your eyebrows. That's how we know. Oh shit, something is about to happen.
And it's going to be what it's. There's a lot of stuff that's kind of like I said. It's all unknown if it's good when it's going to come to play, but it's going to be yeah. I'm looking forward to. We've got we've got a few more years to kind of get through it. So
Yes.
yeah,
Awesome.
it's going to
Hey,
take a few more years.
do I get some kind of
Ooh. Oh my god, look at that. Another Mac effect. Another Mac effect. Damn.
That's cool.
All that.
Nice.
Switch teams here. Always been a PC gal, but
Well, I'm excited that we get to play this for a few more years.
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. We will definitely be playing a few more years. I mean, there's a few shards, there's a few like I said, and some of the storylines that we've established. I mean, we've got our guest player storylines that are going to be still kind of intermixing. The shard storylines is kind of like I said the main one, but each of those locations are going to be like I said intertwined and it's like I said it builds off of each other and kind of figuring stuff out. So, but cool. Um let's move on more to shopping. People want to shop? You got some shopping to do? You got some items you want?
I think it's funny that of the group, the girl is the only one that doesn't super want to go shopping or need anything. Just Jeff and the boys are very
Au contraire. It
I have
depends on what we were shopping for. Because
that's true.
I seem to remember when we were having to buy stuff for the party, you went overboard.
That's fair. That is fair. To answer your question, I don't need shit right now. So yeah. And then yeah, so I would go and I would probably like just kind of stick with the guys while we shop.
Okay.
Slash they shop. Maybe I find a new liquor or something fun, like Applejack or something.
You go into the bottle shop and just see what's the local.
Yes, I would just what's the local brew, man? That's
What's the
always
local?
the funnest
There
part.
is a
Oh.
local
Set
brewery.
me up a flight. Oh, there's a local brewery. Never mind. I know what I want to do today, guys. You can come with me or don't.
So quick side thing, and I don't know, Carrie, if do you drink whiskey at all?
Yeah.
Okay. So I have two purchases on my way. One of them is a thing to do smoked drinks.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. I got one of those for my dad for Father's Day.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But the other thing is they are whiskey tumblers that are actually made out of oak barrels.
Huh.
So
Interesting.
it's a piece
It's like,
of oak.
is it fired on the
And
inside?
it's you can get them either charred or uncharred and stuff, but
Yes.
basically it'd be like drinking straight out of a whiskey barrel.
Wow. I saw one
Ooh.
on TikTok and I almost scooped one up, but I'm like, I don't drink whiskey that much. So
Oh, I
but,
do. So,
yeah, there you go. Hell yeah. What a fun thing.
Yeah.
So Brynn would want to go and get herself set up with a flight of whatever they got. A sample.
So the brewery, I'm looking up the name if I can find it. I could have sworn
it's going to be an inferior to, Steel Cloak Ale. So
it
Yeah, of course
is
it
it is inferior to Steel Cloak Ale.
And
you know what?
even if it wasn't, Brynn would tell you it was.
I take that back. There is not a brewery in town. It was in Schmaltmarsh. Schmaltmarsh had the brewery, not
Can there be
Sandpoint.
a whiskey library in town?
whiskey.
Please. Could we?
I will say the Adventurers Guild they do have a good supply of alcohol that comes in
Oh,
and whiskeys and
great.
stuff like that. So yes, there is a
Great.
good supply there.
Awesome. All I needed.
Yeah.
Bryn's like, I want a flight.
I would like 4 of you choose. Surprise me.
Sample pack.
Mhm.
So what is Glastoc looking at anything right now?
Yeah, Glassstock's gonna go back to the one vendor where he's purchased the runes in the past,
Okay.
and he has 2 in particular he's looking for.
Okay, which runes are you looking for?
He wants to get a retaliation rune for his shield.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Retaliation is the best.
Retaliation rune.
Yeah.
Um,
So what that'll do is if I pull off a shield block once every hour or something like that, I can actually have the rune fire off and it can do 4d4 damage to him or
yep,
something like that.
for force damage. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, at a level 6, that should not be a problem. Yeah, you should be
Okay.
able to get it within the week to be able, and
Okay.
then to craft on it, it's gonna be that amount of time to craft it on.
I can do
I'm
the crap.
I've been looking at the crafting rules
Oh, can I not
recently.
do that?
Um, to get it is I'm trying to remember how long it takes. Based off the rolls. I was like, be, I have a character that's be crafting, so I went really involved in the crafting about a month ago, but I've
Mm.
forgotten some of that rules. Um,
Oh,
you'll have to make a roll
right.
to make sure that it's your crafting roll, but I think you should be able to do it within a week's time, no problem.
Okay.
Yeah, so within the week's time, you should be able if you successfully roll.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Besides that, anything else?
Well, so the other thing is, and this is only because this is how the character used to function.
Hmm.
As you notice, Glastoc has fire on his axe because he used to use Flame Blade or whatever that cantrip
Green
is.
flame blade.
Green
Green
flame.
Flame
Yeah.
Blade. Yeah. I want to get a flaming rune for his axe.
Oh yeah.
God.
Now, did we have we talked about the because you have a magical it's a spell um storing axe.
Is it?
You remember you have your uncle's axe, do you
Oh, that's
not?
right. Yeah, I know it can. Yeah, and the thing is I've never actually used that where it actually can store a spell.
Yeah. You have a limited it's a limited store spelling uh, so yeah, so yeah, you'll get the flame rune and add it onto that no problem.
Okay,
Because actually, ooh, wait a minute. Let me take that back. The flame rune, I think, is ninth level.
8th level.
Is it eighth level? Someone looked it up. Awesome. So if it's
Yeah,
eighth
I
level,
always look. Well, see, I was originally looking at wounding because
yeah,
that's only a 7th level one,
mhm,
but then I figured, well, Glasslock used to always use Green Flame Blade, so it
yeah,
really should be a flaming rune.
yeah,
So
yeah. Oh yeah. So if it's at eighth, yeah, not a problem. You will be able to get those, and we'll be able to
okay,
add on to them. So,
okay.
um, yeah, Aviro. What is Aviro looking for
Wands and
besides
scrolls, please.
a what?
And other
Wands and
wands, scrolls. Have you any items which would increase my natural intellect?
Um,
I can get anything to increase my dexterity or my intelligence, or can I get some wands and scrolls of spells that don't do damage?
uh,
Hint, 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 hint.
you can get up to level 3, level 3 spells, scrolls, not a problem. They're gonna
Okay.
cost. By the way, I haven't been mentioning cost on some of this stuff because I think you.
It's like, yeah, you find it. Next.
I mean, I'm
no,
assuming you
I
looked at
always
the
deduct the
price.
price of, yeah, I always deduct the price of the runes from the gold that I have.
Okay, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Just double checking.
Oh, and I have to buy another shield.
Oh yes, you do.
Oh yeah.
Damn it. You do.
Are you
God.
buying anything special?
No, just another steel shield
Okay.
because
Oh,
it's
just
just the
an
one.
insignia
It's
on
just the one that I have to use in case Brynn fucks up somewhere. I have to protect her. So
He goes through like a lot of them. It's the cost of doing business.
Yep, yep. Yeah, so scrolls no problem. Wands, I believe depending on the level of spell that you want, um, want to say you can get up to third levels wands too.
Well, apparently, according to this, wands start at level 4.
Well, okay, yes, you have to
From
be
what
level
I can
4 to be able
see.
to use them. Yes.
Oof.
So then,
Glastoc's running out of gold.
um,
I had so much at one point.
so are you so do, 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 look up here. So a wa 7th level. Um, sorry, I'm looking up info on what it takes to get your that level. Where is it? Where is it? I know it's here. There it is. Okay. Um, okay, so you can get 3rd level spell wands. So you could get a 3rd level spell wand for 700 gold. Or excuse me,
Okay.
360 gold.
Okay,
So
so it's the level of the spell, not the level you have to be to use it.
but so you have to be at
Okay.
least 7th level to use a 3rd level spell wand. To use a
Mhm.
4th level spell wand, you have to be 9th level.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
I'm 8.
Yep. That is right. So you can do up to 3rd level, including scrolls. So
Okay. Okay.
so
So
yeah.
third
So
level
if you
spells.
find a
Cool.
spell, and then there's some specialty ones too. So if you find a spell like, but again, wands only use once per day in
Mhm.
Pathfinder. And if you
Mhm.
want to overpower it, you can use
Overcharge.
overcharge. You can use it one other time, but it potentially gets the broken condition.
Right.
So
Right. 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 Awesome. Okay. So third level spell stuff. Great.
yeah, I've
That's
been
what he's going to spend
practicing
his time looking for.
3rd level or wands a lot, considering a new character I'm considering that might be coming in later this year.
Should I just send you a list of stuff? Say, hey, can I have this
Yeah,
once I find it?
yeah, that'll
You
be
don't need
fine.
to do that on air.
Yeah, give me a list of what you want, and then
Okay.
I'll send prices and stuff like that.
Okay.
I have an idea that was suggested that I like. We're gonna pick up one evening at dinner time at the manor that you are now staying at as um unofficial guests, or excuse me, official guests, unofficial owners of the former Whizbangs Manor. You are now the registered guests and primary guests of this manor. You've moved in. Everyone has moved out. The vines and monsters up in the attic have been taken care of, so it's just a lush vines that you know of right now. And but yeah, you are settled into your rooms, you've got your library, you've got a big mansion, you got some training halls. But one evening, as you sit down for dinner that was cooked or served, who makes dinner generally? Or
I
is
think
this
it's
not, is this, or was this uh uh not DoorDash, but
Or dash.
Portal dashed.
Portal
Of course.
Dash. Yeah, Portal
Portal
Dash.
dashed.
Portal dash.
Portal Dash.
Well,
Hey, man.
I feel like they probably take turns. Like there's a chore list.
I was just gonna
They
say there's a
rotate.
chore
Yeah.
wheel.
Yeah.
So I don't want to
It
make
can
a
be
chore
it can
wheel.
be my turn. It can be my turn today.
Okay. What did you make for them, Bryn? Are they been good? So you making something good, or are they just you just slapping something
Oh,
together?
no, it's good.
Ooh.
Brynn made meat of some sort. She probably just like roasted it somehow. Um Probably picked it up while we were out shopping and after she was done at the whiskey library. And remembered that when they were up fighting the thing in the attic that
Mhm.
they did have like a raised bed and there were potatoes in there. And so she was like, "Oh," and so she goes and just takes some freaking potatoes and so it's meat and potatoes.
Give
Nice.
me a D20. Just roll a D20.
Okay. Well, 2
Okay.
burnt.
It is.
Listen, Brynn did her best. Her turn. She did her best.
It
So
is
anyway,
burnt.
yeah,
Yes. Part of the
a little
meat is
burnt.
burnt, and the
Yep,
potatoes got a little. They got undercooked a little bit.
yep, yep. But yeah, she made dinner, and it's okay.
Um. Okay. And then as you're eating dinner and you're around the table, what conversations of the day? Well, as a party, we're gonna run into a little role play. What
Mm.
what conversations? What happened during the day?
Aviro gets up after eating his plate of 3 potatoes. He gets up and he walks over to the ice chamber and he pulls out a little tiny tray of Brussels sprouts and he brings it back to the table and he just casts prestidigitation over and over on it to increase the heat minorly. So he's like nuking it with his finger, just over and over and over and over, trying to heat up this tray of
Microwaving his
Brussels.
vegetables.
That's amazing. Yeah, that's perfect. He's steaming them. How very college student of you.
Yes.
These were delicious, Bryn. The texture was quite unique.
Shut up, Aviro. I did my best.
That's why I'm saying thank you.
You're welcome. Anyway, do either of you know what that guy that we said we would take him to the place? What is he transporting? I mean, I have no problem if it's something illegal. I'd just like to know.
Asked.
We didn't
I mean,
ask.
it really doesn't matter. We're only transporting him so far, and it's no business of ours. It was just a way to make some money since we were already going that way.
Well, if he was transporting heads of lettuce, for example, I would agree with you. But if he is transporting, I don't know, something robbers would be interested in, that might be an
Wait,
issue.
wait a minute. I thought we were transporting people. Now we're bringing items?
Well, a merchant has items, Severo.
Oh, I sort of thought he just had them all like in his roby. Do you need
Typically,
a
merchants have carts with stuff that
Yeah.
they plan to sell.
And
That's
Huh.
how they do business.
We
and
don't have a cart.
if he needs guards, it's obviously something that potentially somebody would want.
Oh, he's already got the cart. Oh, I see. All right.
The reason we don't is because we are not
Merchants.
merchants. Very good. Anyway,
You're getting
well,
paid 2 gold a day.
oh,
How long do we anticipate this taking?
Week.
So we're going to make
well,
14 gold
2
or
gold a
14
day
gold
is
total.
it's better than 0 gold.
Yeah, is that 2 gold each a day
Yeah,
or
2
two
gold
gold?
each a day. 2 gold each.
Hell
okay.
yeah. Yeah, well, it's better than nothing. Anyway,
No.
once we get there, do we have any idea who to talk to? Who we should be asking about these shards or
As
anything?
Would
everybody
Aviro
looks
know
at
that?
Aviro.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
in Aviro's research, the Whizbangs went there. There's 2 things. One, there's an unusual door on the side that has a magical um connection. That there's something about where if a 4th level spell or higher can energize the door, and the door has magical properties and potentially is transports somewhere. You know that within the diary of information, the shard is been placed in a another plane, or at least it thinks that it's probably in another plane that's accessed through a door. But in your research, the whiz bangs did go through the back door of the kitchen somehow and ended up in this plane with a whole bunch of asteroids, and they saw something glimmering on a larger asteroid. They didn't get a good look because they tried to get back in, but their that information was written down in the journals. So there's 2 options. There's a side door option or the potential back door of the kitchen of the inn, potentially might access this planar existence where the
Does
shard
Aviro
supposedly is at.
does Aviro relay that?
Yes, in a very lengthy and
Brynn would
cumbersome
wait until the
manner.
very end, and she'd be like, "What's an asteroid?"
What's an asteroid? You're kidding, Bryn. Come now.
No, if I was,
An
I don't know.
asteroid?
That's why I asked.
Really?
Aviro,
Look, I'm
if you
I'm
don't
so
know me
sorry.
that
I'm
well,
shocked.
then
I just thought they were common knowledge. Well, an asteroid is a celestial body, generally a smaller dimension and shape, usually round, though not always, of course. As we all know, nature comes in all sorts of fun shapes. But an asteroid really is just a piece of rock just floating out up in space. Are you familiar? Oh, do you not know what space is?
what is space?
So space. How does one concisely um
Brynn is opening up her like big bottle of whiskey that she bought, and she just like takes a little nip off the top.
So Aviro reaches into his bag of holding pouch and he pulls out a book. Well, Bryn, I recommend you read this. This is A Brief History of Time by Lord Hawking S. Stevens.
That sounds very interesting, Aviro.
I
Esquire.
Thank you. I'll get right on that.
Esquire.
Esquire.
I believe
Stevens Esquire.
Hawking Stevens Esquire, which means he's a lawyer.
You gotta be, man, to defend your
To
scientific
defend yours,
beliefs in
right,
this
right. That's
market.
how he's a
You gotta
literal
have
rules
He's a
lawyer.
wizard,
some.
man. He's the wizard.
Well, thank you,
Anyway,
Aviro.
that's what so space is. What's beyond our planet? We are standing on this rock, which is this Earth, this planet that we are on the ground. Do we know about? Do you know about Galarian? How
Can't
much?
help but notice
All right.
there are no pictures.
Oh yes, there are. The diagram section is just before the index.
It is one page.
Oh yes. I mean, did you want more diagrams? I could probably draw some for you if you think it would help. I mean,
Actually, that would be very helpful. And could you
it
give me
starts
the
drawing.
Reader's Digest version? I would hate for something to happen to
The
this
what?
book
The what
in the.
version? I wasn't aware there was another version of this volume.
If you could just give me a summary, Aviro, because this gotta be honest, it would be in my possession for years, and I probably wouldn't finish it. So,
Oh, that's all
Gla-
right. Don't worry. I've got
Glastoc leans over to Bryn and says, "That is the summary."
Brynn is like,
Bryn,
well, thank you.
it's all right. I most likely will outlive you anyway. So we've got plenty of time. You can certainly have all the time you need to read it. I'm not in a hurry to get it back.
Thank you,
That's my
Aviro.
spare copy. That's my lending copy.
Oh, well, thank you. I'll be sure
You're
to write
welcome.
my name in the cover. Yearbook.
Oh, like a library book. I get it. I understand now.
Mhm. Thank you.
Anyway, that's what we're doing is we have two options. We can go in the back door, or we can go in the side door.
Oh, well, that was easier than I expected it to be. That's, I was so focused on getting there, I realized I didn't even think about what would happen once.
That's your department. I just you make the plan.
Well, okay, back door or side door? Well, we can think about it on the road. We have a week to think.
Well, and we don't know what either door looks like at this point, so one
That's true.
may.
There might
Can
be
I
one
see if
very
they
scary
did
door
they
and one
make
very
any
friendly door.
notes about the last time they were there?
The only notice is that they were
Is that
they
back
were
door,
on a
side door?
job. They went to this particular location. They were
Okay.
moving some heavy stuff or some stuff into the kitchen, but then somebody did some magical thing or something happened. The Wayfinder did something, and that they got when they went through the door, they went in. They went into this other plane with the asteroids in the back. They didn't talk about the side door in your research. There is a magical side door at this location, and it's got
Okay.
a symbol on it on the door itself and runes around it. But there's a symbol on the door that is it's like a brass or like a metal, looks like a cat maybe. Um, but yeah, it talks about how the only way if you open the door, generally walks you right into the roadside inn because it's a side door. But if you actually cast a spell, a fourth level or higher, the runes will light up, and that when you actually open it up, it magically transforms that door into a
Into a
different door,
portal.
a portal door.
Yeah.
Totally off topic. I do have a question for you two, and feel free to say no. Um, when we get back, uh, in fairly short order, I don't know exactly when. Uh, uh, Tib, with all the mind control, everything that your sister went through and that your uncle went through, and apparently Tib kind of got the worst of it, and he's still kind of, you know, um,
Well,
as
then he
soon as
deserves the
he's
very best care that we can possibly find him.
right, and he's still stuck in the hospital, but like as soon as he's well enough to travel, I think they're gonna move him to the prison, and I was kind of hoping that he would never make it to the prison. And I thought maybe we could facilitate that for him. Again, you don't have to answer now. You don't have to think about it. I'm willing to do it myself. I'm confident I could do it myself, but I could use a couple extra hands.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time we broke any laws. So
Bryn just smiles.
You can see Aviro is shaking.
Vero, you do not have to. Like I said, I would like it if you would, if you were there, but you don't have to. I understand it. I totally understand.
May I ponder it?
Yes, yes, that's exactly why I wanted to put the bug in your ear before, we were.
What kind of bug?
No,
What,
no, no, not a literal bug, Aviro. It's no, 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 no. I wanted to give you time to think about it,
All right.
before we
Please don't
were.
put bugs in my ear.
I will possibly now put bugs in your. Never put bugs in your ear.
Don't you dare.
I did do.
Brindalin.
That's not my name.
Brindalin Broadriver. Of course it is. We all know it is.
Close enough. Anyway. No, Aviro, I would never.
I'll think about it. I don't like the fact that he's going to prison because, well, technically Mari and Glastoc, your uncle, should also be going to prison because they did attack people in broad daylight. That's against the law. I mean, they all should, but they all shouldn't. So I don't understand why he is.
it's because of
Aviro.
who he is.
Well, did he have a fair trial? And they found him guilty. And that's sort of the law.
Yes. And Brynn is done eating, and she would stand up and she would like kind of squeeze Aviro's shoulder, and she'd be like, "Think about it. Truly, truly, no hard feelings if you don't want to go."
All right.
Anyway, I'm going to bed. You fellas enjoy the rest of the potatoes, and by enjoy, I mean probably chuck them outside onto the lawn as soon as I go upstairs. Thank you for being so polite. And Brynn would leave and go upstairs.
Good night.
Good night.
Sleep well.
You too.
Don't let the bed bugs bite.
Thought there were no bugs. No bugs
There
allowed.
better
right?
not be.
Brynn flips him off on the way up the stairs.
How rude. Glastoc, did you see what she just did?
Are you surprised?
Dad!
Oh my God.
Brynn.
Yeah.
Glastoc just grabs his beer and walks.
Yeah.
I need
He's just
you
like
to give-
grumbling.
I need you to give me a fortitude saving throw with a +2.
Because of my bad dinner. Fortitude saving throw +2. 23.
Okay. Aviro and Glastoc, what are you doing for the rest of the night? Anything's
It's probably Aviro's night to do dishes.
okay.
I was
I
going to
made the
say,
dinner.
even if it's not Aviro's night to do dishes, Glastoc would just get up and walk out of the kitchen, knowing full well that Aviro would clean everything up.
Clean everything up. Yeah.
Yep.
He has to. You're taking full advantage of it.
Glastoc, I need a
Yes.
fortitude save from you with +1.
Ooh. Oh, +1. Fortitude. +1. Oh, nat 20.
Oh,
Yes, put it on the
in the spreadsheet.
list.
Is so not nauseated. by
So
the potatoes.
36.
Yeah. As your tummy rumbled, you look at it and it just stopped.
I just look at my stomach.
Yeah, it's like give it a
Stop.
dirty look and be like, hey.
Or you just kind of took a drink of water and went, and it just stopped.
Yeah.
Aviro, please give me a
of
fortitude
water.
saving throw, please.
You can drink water?
Yeah. What is this hydrated feeling that I feel?
21.
Yeah, you feel a little nauseated, but you're fine after a night's sleep. You've experienced this type of cooking before, so you're good.
Yeah, because he also had Brussels sprouts to even it out.
Exactly.
Yeah, right,
Exactly.
right. There you go. Something green on the plate.
Yep. Everyone's good. Everyone's good.
And none of that steak.
Yeah, no red meat. No red meat for Aviro.
Aviro doesn't eat meat at all. He's vegetarian.
Right, I know.
That's true.
Nice. Yeah. So as the evening kind of goes, the next day, kind of getting more prepped. You're getting supplies ready, um, and the merchant and stuff like that you've contacted. They're getting things organized, and and you're told that there's another guard or another person that is will be joining you. You are warned that he's a little rough around the edges. So
Perfect.
Wait until he meets Brynn.
Yeah, right. I was just gonna say we should get along fine.
yeah. But yeah, is anything else in the development of the day before you leave that you're doing or sharing?
Well, I mean, Aviro is rearranging the library until it is to his satisfaction.
Oh, you've been doing that
Like
constantly.
Oh yeah, how long have we been kind of back from our big adventure?
It's been a good week or two. Yeah.
Been a good week or two. Okay. So yeah, he's been spending the week. He probably just put the finishing touches. That's what he's been doing. I don't know what he's going to do other than clean.
So they've got a cart, right?
Yeah, they're gonna have a cart, and then are you gonna need to get horses?
Well, okay, so that's the question. Is the guard going to be on horseback?
No, the guard is not gonna be on horseback.
Is he going to be riding in the cart, or is he going to be
Yes,
walking?
he's gonna be riding in the cart,
Okay, then we should
Probably get horses.
get horses.
and you're gonna be able to get horses. So so with Sebastian's assistance and stuff like that.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Is there anything else? No, because we got our supply. We got our traveling supplies. And you said it's 1 week
Jay?
on the road.
I think he said, yeah, a week.
Yeah, about a week.
on the road. Okay.
Jay, is there a
Quite sure that-
custom magic item maker in town?
An inventor?
Yeah.
Probably not, but there could be an order could be sent off to Magnamar.
Okay. Good to know. I may have a new thing that Aviro found in the back of his Boys Life catalog that he wants to order.
Oh God.
Aside from his his hat.
His hat.
Yeah.
That hat has been my favorite piece of your wardrobe. We got it.
So I think there's another thing in the Boys Life that he wants.
Okay.
So Aviro will send away for it. There's Aviro's thing that he hasn't told his friends about.
Okay.
He's got a magic item he's going to send away for.
Interesting. Anything else that we want to touch base on?
We're obviously missing something because Jay keeps asking this question.
No,
Yeah.
no, not necessarily. Not missing anything or anything of importance. No.
Not something you want to take care of ahead of time just to keep tabs on.
Brynn is like, as they go about their business, Brynn is kind of pretty constantly thinking about Aviro now and is like kind of worried that she overstepped by asking him to help her with, like, is just kind of like thinking maybe that wasn't fair for her to ask. You would notice her being marginally nicer to you, Aviro.
Marginally nicer.
The day before you leave in the morning, that you're as you're getting up for breakfast that morning, you're a little bit nicer to Avero before you set
Oh yeah.
out.
I think she would have snuck off to town like real quick at some point and would hand Aviro like a little like a vial of some sort, and it's like optic green. It like you don't know that it glows, but it like looks like it might effing glow in the dark. You're like, here, I thought you could probably use this
What is it?
bug spray. All you got to do is like splash it on yourself,
Aw.
and anything with six legs for like miles will stay away.
Insect repellent?
Yes.
Does it come with an atomizer? He opens the lid.
No, you just have to like put your finger on it and just go like, "Ah," and like like just toss it on yourself, kind of like cologne. You wear cologne,
Like
and she would like
cologne.
just like, never mind. Uh, anyway, you could just put a little of it on your finger and just like pulse points.
Oh, you don't have to cover yourself.
No,
It's not an ointment.
it's the really good stuff. Two
Oh.
drops will do you.
Well, why thank you.
You're
Insect
welcome.
repellent. I'm gonna put that in my gear list.
I didn't
Mhm.
ask permission, Jay. I figured we could figure something out. Sorry.
That's an alchemy item that you would have found. Yeah, no problem.
If bug spray exists in real life, I figured it would exist in this fanciful land.
There is an alchemist bug spray, yes, or bug
Awesome.
repellent, insect repellent. So yeah, not a problem. Not a
Liquid
problem at all.
bug repellent.
So
It
um
Why
says
did you
deep
call it a
on the
spray
side.
if it doesn't have if it doesn't have an atomizer? Why did you call it bug spray? Is that a
Well,
colloquialism?
yes. Yep. It's a rough translate. It's an Elvish translation. It doesn't quite work. You know how that happens sometimes? Bug
I
repellent.
suppose, yes. I suppose. Interesting. Well, thank you very much. I'm very looking forward to this. Wait a
You're
minute,
welcome.
Bryn.
What?
Why are you giving me insect? Are we going to a place with very large insects?
We're going to the woods. I mean, typically, there's a lot of insects. And if you put it on, it'll keep everything away from all of us, too. So it's kind of a
And then I would be
double
helping.
purpose.
Why,
What?
thank you. I would be helping.
Yes.
Why, thank you very much. I
You're welcome.
appreciate you, Bryn.
You're welcome. You too. And of course, Bryn, very low emotional intelligence, goes, okay, well, let's saddle up, I guess, fellas.
Dun, dun, dun.
Going on an adventure.
and as you are getting prepared to leave the house, locking it up, turning off the lights, the candles and everything else, getting it all prepped for you, get your horses, get your saddlebags, get everything ready to go into town to meet the merchant. That's where we're going to end tonight, as we're going to pick up our next game, as we're going on an adventure and you're going to go into the merchant stuff.
Yay.
Adventure.
Thank you. Thank you everyone for joining us and watching
Thank
this
you.
casual evening recap of just getting back into play.
Yes.
And but yeah, this is a
Amazing.
great time.
As always.
Thank you so much. By all means, we're gonna go around again. Carrie,
Yes.
share where we can find you, since we are actually live, not pre-recorded. We're live.
Right.
So
Right.
fine.
Yes, I'm Carrie again. This has been super duper fun. You can find me in a lot of places. You can find me on Monday nights. We are finishing up a Scribes and Scrolls campaign, which is their Pathfinder 2e. I believe then we're going to take a little break and then start a brand new campaign Monday nights on Brain Domain. Also Pathfinder, I believe. On Thursday nights, you can find me over there playing Kids on Bikes, which is super fun and something like totally different. Not a super ton of streamers play Kids on Bikes. We were talking about that just the other night. There's like one other actual play that does Kids on Bikes. So it's a super fun system, and it's something to kind of break up the fantasy oriented stuff that we typically do. So that's super fun. My other show, Dice Tales, will be performing at Gen Con. If anybody happens to come to Gen Con,
Ooh.
I believe we're performing on Saturday night there. So just search for Dice Tales Live, and we're gonna be doing that. And yeah, all kinds of fun stuff. Thanks again for another great session, you guys. This was a blast.
You, Jeff, how are you doing?
I am well. Thank you so much, guys. This was fabulous. This was so much fun. I am Jeff, and I don't have anything to plug like normal, but I might soon.
Ooh, fancy.
Mystery.
Hmm.
Yes.
I graduated. There.
Congratulations!
Ooh,
I'm
yay.
glad, if you didn't say it, I was gonna.
Yay!
for
I
you.
graduated. Now I'm just unemployed. Woo! If
We're-
anybody needs a video editor, let me know.
Hey,
JeffNepple.com.
there you go. There you go.
There.
Pimp it up. Yep. Sure. So, congrats. Welcome. Great. Jim.
Yep.
Sharon. Anything. That's anything.
Nope.
Nope.
Here's Jim. Man, a few words.
Man, if
No,
you were
actually, I'm so Jim Hawkmare1 on Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff. And obviously here with these wonderful people every other Wednesday night. I am actually going to be working a Renaissance fair this weekend, the Canterbury Festival in Oregon for the Talon and Claw booth.
Ooh,
So
very
fun.
cool.
Awesome.
Excellent. Check out them.
hold me out of retirement.
Ah, there you go.
Just when I think I'm out, they pull me back in.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you everyone for joining us. I'm Jay, also known as Neofet3 on X and Neofet on Instagram. It's funny, I now have to most of that stuff. But anyways, thank you for joining us. You can find me here. We've got some shows coming. We're pre-recording a show right now of a Hunter Team Beta, which is our Hunter of the Reckoning. So we are getting some pre-recordings in. So hopefully towards the end of the year, we're going to start streaming those games. We've got some other ideas on the block that we're kind of looking at, but we're going to kind of see how things go. But then last but not least, I will be at JoshCon this weekend and on Saturday. It's an epic game in Bentonville, Arkansas. So our wonderful friend Joshua is having a con kind of group of this epic proportion. So I am one of the GMs for that. So I'll be there, as well as Garrett or Gamehole Con coming up in October, and also Gateway Con in end of August in LA. I will be in LA for a convention. So, but yeah, look for us more. We're, like I said, we're gonna start doing a little bit more streaming, getting back into getting the cobwebs off and kind of doing a little bit more. So look for us here. Thank you everyone for joining us and watching us on the vlogs. We will have some more information later on. So just kind of subscribe. Like I said, follow us on Twitter, follow us on X, whatever, follow us where we can, and we'll go from there. So thank you, everyone. Take care. And Carrie's out.
Carrie's out.
Mary's gone.
Take care, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Do, 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 do.